This video explores how to construct effective prompts for OpenAI for the purpose of generating better marketing copy. I'm assuming that you're already familiar with the StoryBrand messaging framework. Storysheet is a product that makes working with StoryBrand much easier. It also generates all of the AI prompts that we're going to see automatically. However, the prompts that we'll cover are valuable whether you use Storysheet or not. Here, we're looking at the first steps in Storysheet, where we define the customer's transformation, the before and after states. In simple form, it's got space to brainstorm the various elements. You place a check mark in the final version that you want to use, and those are marked as your proposed text. You press Ship It, and your choices are carried forward as you develop your brand script. You only need to know this because each element of the brand script is developed in a similar way. There's a space for brainstorming, you make selections, and then you ship it. So far, this is just an organizing structure for your client interview or notes. But in the process of doing this, for each element of your brand script, certain text becomes available for use in AI prompts moving forward. For example, when we're describing the character, this serves as the audience that we want to speak to. The audience for Storysheet is a copywriter. So essentially, I'm using Storysheet to generate marketing copy for itself. When we get to what the character wants, the process repeats. And now we have the first two elements to feed into OpenAI, the customer and what they want. We can use these elements to flesh out aspects of the customer's problems. Down below, we have a list of things that we can ask AI to help us with. We can ask for help about the external, internal, or philosophical problems. These are essentially the objective issues, the emotional issues, and the beliefs that the customer struggles with. In the next slide, we'll see what the prompts look like. Up top is the formula for the prompt showing the variables. Down below is what we will send to OpenAI, but you're free to change it before you send your request. In both versions of the prompt, the first part is what we're asking OpenAI to do. The parts inside the triple quotes are the context that we want OpenAI to work with. This is important because we're not asking OpenAI to write something in the blind. We're giving it specific words and phrases, our words and phrases to work with. We're having it work with us to make what we do faster, easier, and better. So based only on the audience and what they want, these are some of the external problems that OpenAI identified. Some are better than others, but it only took 15 seconds to come up with a full list. I've highlighted 4 of the answers because not only are those problems more relevant, but because they also highlight some of the benefits that Storysheet can bring to the copywriter. Essentially, we're choosing to focus on the specific problems where we know the product provides a solution. AI doesn't know this, but as humans, we can make these assessments to do better work in less time. When we're probing for the internal problems, we know we need to focus on feelings and emotions. So we phrase our prompt to ask for what we need. It gives us an answer in about 15 seconds. Now, the first two, frustrated and disappointed, seem to come up with almost every client. But the second phrase that OpenAI generates for us, pressure to improve, really nails why Storysheet is relevant for copywriting. As a copywriter, I don't think that AI is going to take our jobs away. Instead, it's going to force us to make decisions about the difference between marginal and exceptional copywriting. Remember that. We are the ones making choices. AI is merely providing data. The better questions we ask, the better data it will give us, and the better decisions that we can make. Here, we've already determined what the external problem is: too much administrative work. So now we can ask AI about the feelings that are specifically related to the problem that we've chosen. And when we submit this next question, we see that OpenAI gives us a more refined answer for the value that Storysheet offers. It's a piece of technology that lets you focus on the creative process to create better brand scripts. When we get to the philosophical problems, we've got two ways to dive deeper based on what we've already created. The first is by asking about what beliefs would be interfering with your goal, where we are feeding it the internal and external problems that we've already chosen. Every one of the beliefs that it identified are potential barriers that copywriters face, some more than others. The next formulation of the prompt for philosophical problems asks for a list of what might be making our goal more difficult. Again, I've highlighted two of the answers at the bottom: not having the necessary tools and the challenge to combine creativity with formal systems. Both of those are relevant precisely because Storysheet helps solve those problems. Storysheet has a similar process for the remaining elements of crafting a brand script, but not all of the sections are AI-enabled. Even where AI is available, you still decide if or when to pull it in for help and when to use Storysheet to channel your natural talents. When we get to the one-liner, we're still using our now familiar process of brainstorming in the blue boxes and putting check marks in our best choices. But what Storysheet has done for us here is pull forward the relevant parts of our earlier work so that it's visible and available for reuse as we develop additional content for our client. However, once we've selected the problem, solution, and results that we want to focus on, we can pull in OpenAI to rapidly iterate some one-liners. Here, we'll tell OpenAI who the audience is, then we'll ask it to iterate variations that incorporate all of the elements of the problem, solution, and results. I've asked for 5, but you can ask for as many as you want. As a professional copywriter, you may still be better than OpenAI, but in about 15 seconds, you can generate a significant list of options and shift your creative skills from originating ideas into optimizing and perfecting them. By the time we get to the headline, we're basically finished with our brand script. So when we ask OpenAI for help, we can feed it the entire brand script, formulated in a way that's easy for AI to digest. 15 seconds gives us 5 versions to work with, and of course, we can always ask for more. As the copywriter, it's still our job to identify, select, and improve on whatever we get back. Next, as marketers, we know that frequently asked questions are often about identifying and overcoming objections. One of the things that OpenAI can do is read our brand script to identify both the questions and the answers for us to evaluate. It's not making this stuff up. It's looking at your work and amplifying your power by saving your time. Here, I've only shown the questions that it identified. It gave answers too, but that's too much detail to put on the screen right now. Finally, we get to the mind-blowing elements of OpenAI, writing our emails for us. In the blind, this would be a challenge for AI, but look at the prompt that Storysheet automatically put together for us. When we work in tandem with AI, combining its power with your brilliance, then we get a huge time savings and we gain the ability to make significant improvements in quality. I'm only going to show the output for a few seconds here, but you can stop the video and read the emails if you wish. This is copy as written by AI. It's not perfect, but it's a great starting point for a significant time savings. And with maybe 5 to 10 minutes of work on each one, they could easily be production ready. Storysheet has a variety of prompts to help copywriters dive into OpenAI and pull in elements from the StoryBrand framework automatically. Every prompt can be sent straight to AI, or you can refine them to get more specific results. You can also extend the list of available prompts with minimal effort. This flexibility and power is why people fear that AI will replace copywriters. But they're wrong. Comparing humans to AI misses the point. Instead, we need to compare humans with AI to humans without it. Unfortunately, if you don't learn how to use AI, your competitors will. This just scratches the surface of what's available with Storysheet, and there's additional details and videos at the URL on the screen. Storysheet makes using AI with the StoryBrand framework as easy as pushing a button.